Good evening and welcome to the Bellefleur Tire Shop Grand Falls Greenfoot Rapids pregame show. It's Sunday, which means it's game day, and it is an important one as the hometown Rapids find themselves trailing 3-1 in the series against the Chaleur Lightning, avoiding elimination for one and attempting to force a Game 6 on Wednesday night in Bathurst. This is going to be a huge test of strength, test of will, battle of titans, slaying of giants, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a massive, I think the biggest game of the season, to be completely honest with you. There is a lot at stake. There is a lot that's riding on this, but there's also a lot of good that can come out of this as well. Because you look at how close the games have been. Game 5, Chaleur only beat Grand Falls by 2 goals. Take the empty net out of it, and it was only 1 goal. It's been close, but this game is going to be the most important yet. I think we've all established that. Winner of this series goes on to face off against Edmundston in the division final, the East Lake North Division final. But for all we know, with the heart that this team has, we could be seeing them go to Game 7. Obviously, baby steps, one game at a time. But this afternoon, what I've been able to see is the boys are just calm, cool, and collected, not freaking out, not nervous from what I can see. They're just ready to go and ready to play their game. And that's exactly what they have to do. Forget about the past games. Forget about the games that you lost. Forget about the games that you won. You win this game one period at a time. Nay, not even one shift at a time. And you got to start off with the momentum. The thing that they struggled with a little bit in the last game was getting shots on goal. And it was a complete reversal. You saw in Game 3, they outshot the Lightning by a ton. Last game, they got outshot, 50-18. And they've got to end up getting more shots on goal. That's just, it will win you the game no matter what. But, again, this is a time where you can let them get a little bit overconfident and hit them where it hurts. Because they've got a 3-1 lead in the series. If you really think about it this way, they have it made that they think, hey, we'll just make short work of them. But that may not be the case. Because overconfidence, as we know in sports, can be your undoing. Time and time again, we've seen that with Stanley Cup champions, right? We've seen that with teams that take a 3-1 lead in the series and ended up losing the series in 7 because they got a little bit too overconfident. Then they couldn't close it out. Now, with that said, one of the things that really define this Rapids team compared to previous years is just straight heart. I mean, we've seen that time and time again through the course of the regular season. I mean, they finished in first place in the division, for goodness sakes. They have overcome so much adversity and so much, just so many times where they could have just rolled over and buried the hatchet. They didn't. They came back. They made a game out of it. They made it close. There were very, very few blowouts this season, and the ones that were, they rebounded and they were stronger than ever. This game's going to be no different. I would think that there are very few things that you really need to change going into this game, but I think a big one is get those shots on goal and stay tight. I mean, this series is still 100% winnable. 100%. It is not out of the realm of possibility to win this series still. But it'll be a little bit tough because you're behind 3-1. Is it possible to come back? Absolutely it is. You just got to catch them where they're weakest, and that's getting those rebounds. We saw that the other night. Flanagan is a little bit weaker on the rebounds. You go out and you challenge him, you get bodies in front of the net, and you get those rebounds, it's going to be a good fortuitous balance, and there's going to be good things that happen towards the net front with that respect. The other thing is, too, being able to block those shots, right? Or prevent players like Jack Hayne or Zach Rushton from getting into the zone. They're going to make space for themselves out of nothing. You have a really solid, two really solid goaltenders in Adam LaCour and in Jack Flanagan, who time and time again, I mean, they've stolen a lot of real good saves in this series. But if you help them out, it's going to be golden. I mean, it's not like the Rapids have been playing bad all series, but Challeur's been making the most of their power play chances. It was very, very effective, making them go 0 for 5 in Game 3. And then, of course, Game 4 after that, they did a great job at also being on that penalty kill. For those who are starting to lose hope a little bit, I'm going to tell you right now, don't. Do not. Because this series is far from over. I can feel that. Just from the demeanor of the players coming in today, from the fans, the attitude of the fans. It is going to be a wild ride, and it's going to be a fun one, to say the least. So what they need to do, what they need to focus on is coming out, getting that momentum early. If you can get the first goal on the board, don't trail behind. The big thing is, if you have to take penalties, stay out of the box. But if you have to take penalties, just keep working your PK like you have been, and it will pay off because they were able to stop Challeur in their tracks more than once in this series on the power play. Especially in the last 2 games, they did a fantastic job at that, like we mentioned. But it's going to be a lot better if you can just prevent those opportunities from coming in the first place. The other thing is, too, is put the offensive pressure on, right? You put those shots on net, Flanagan gets a little bit shaky. You bury the rebounds when he can't control them or when he doesn't see them, good things are going to happen. So it's 100% winnable still. There's, without a doubt, I think that they have the strength, they've got the courage, they've got the adversity now that they're facing. Without a doubt, I think that this team is capable of coming back and winning this game and forcing a Game 6. Rest is history after that. We won't dive into that too much just yet, but it's going to be a big game nonetheless. So, a little bit of a look around the rest of the league and how the playoffs are going. So, the Amherst Ramblers and Summerside Western Capitals tied 2-2 in that series. Truro finished off Pictou County last night, double overtime thriller, and then the Edmundston Blizzards swept the West Kent Steamers as well. And so you knew it was going to be a tough matchup, even if the North Division final had these 2 teams. But Edmundston, I mean, hey, listen, you got to give them credit where you can. They went from being a team that was 0-8 to start the season to now making the division finals for a second straight year. But any team is beatable. Any team is beatable. And with the mentality that this Rapids squad has, without a doubt, this is the most amount of heart and soul that I've seen in this team. It's time to get on the horse. It's time to shut up, suit up, and show up. No excuses. No nothing. It's time. Puck drop 7:30. I'll be up in the booth. Until then, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification for all future content, and make sure that you're tuned into Flow Sports. If you're not, I expect everybody in the arena tonight to be making as much noise as possible. The boys are going to need it. They feed off of that, and it will not hurt you to use up a little bit of that loudness that I know you can use. So, make some noise. Bottom line, see you soon.